Those are the things I said. Ack is the one that instigated and asked certain questions. And truth be told, it wasn't even what it was when he had talked to Wack. And Wack just went big on big for no reason. And I just feel like he's a big bully. And at this point, I don't want anything to do with him.
Something explosive has been brewing behind the scenes. What started as quiet tensions has turned into an all-out digital civil war. A war with reputations, families, and even legal boundaries at stake. In the aftermath of Wack100 and Academic's phone call, and Wack dragging Luce Cannon and Charisse Mills' name through the mud, calling out, disrespecting, and distorting narratives, Charisse Mills didn't stay silent. She picked up the phone and called Adam 22, and whether Adam admits it or not, he knows better than most that Wack is the undisputed king of narrative manipulation on the internet. Charisse was respectful, calm, and direct, speaking to a man her husband once trusted.
I said, Ack is the one that instigated and asked certain questions. And truth be told, it wasn't even what it was when he had talked to Wack. And Wack just went big on big for no reason. And I just feel like he's a big bully. And at this point, I don't want anything to do with him. He can go ahead and suck my motherfucking invisible dildo at this point.
I think Ack wants to suck that. But wait,
no, I wasn't talking about Ack, sweetie. I was talking about Wack. Okay, because he likes to bully women. He likes to bully women, and it's not okay. He would never say those things if my husband was out of jail. He would never. Okay?
You think Wack is scared of Luce?
I don't know what he is. I'm not saying that. Don't put words in my mouth just like how Ack was. I never said that, but I know for a fact he wouldn't have done that if Cannon was out of jail. Okay?
Well, because he's scared of him, right?
No, I didn't say that either. What I'm saying is he should have never disrespected me publicly. He could have called me. He said those things and all that and talking about my last check was from him. No. It's the other way around, sweetie. You made a commission off of my check, so I paid you. How about that? Like, don't disrespect a woman, because I definitely won't disrespect yours or anything with you. I never disrespected you. We actually showed mad love to him on that interview. When Cannon got on the live, he actually said, Wack's my guy, I love him. So if he really wanted to, he could have listened to it. I actually even joked and was like, yeah, he's like his mistress. They're hot, they're cold, they argue like they're together. That wasn't a diss. That wasn't me being disrespectful. That was me saying how close they are. Like I'm like, damn, you always on the phone with Wack. Like I'm, like he's your son. And best believe, if you don't want to be his godfather, trust me, I didn't ask you to. That was Cannon, sweetie. Okay? I didn't ask you to be my son's godfather. He's well taken care of. And
that was that serious. That he's the godfather.
I didn't give him that title. Cannon did. And even truth be told, I answered it truthfully. He never not once gave my son a diaper, and you got a diaper company, and I'm not asking for it either. I never asked for anything from this man. Never. Okay? Never asked a thing from this man. And I don't expect it either. Okay, they offered when
that people are leaking your OnlyFans content on Reddit and whatnot.
Absolutely not. I'm gonna tell you why, because I put it up. But what bothers me is when people's motives are to be revengeful and do it in a negative way. Best believe, listen, my body is tea. I don't give a crap if you want to do that. But what's gonna happen is if you're doing it in a form of revenge and trying to do it in a malice way, that's when it becomes a problem. And
about the IBM hoodlum guys basically pushing an angle that basically Wack is trying to put the no jumper fight video out there, hoping that there will be charges associated with it or something like that. Are you totally fully like?
But let's not skip past the hypocrisy. While Gigi, Luce's alleged ex-wife, is out here launching attacks and inserting herself into YouTube beefs, Charisse is showing what being a wife really means. Loyalty, support, and resilience, the kind of backbone that's rare in this era. Let's be clear, Gigi and her allies have been on a scorched earth campaign, kicking Luce while he's incarcerated and vulnerable. But it didn't stop with content. According to sources, Gigi, possibly under the influence and direction of Wack100, drove 3 hours to the FBI in Houston to file a false threat report against IBM hoodlum. Let that sink in.
This on her Instagram. Drove 3 hours to report me to the Federal Bureau of Investigations in Houston, right? So let me explain something to y'all, right? First of all, me creating content, GG is not a Fed case, okay? And second of all, if you're reporting I so-called threaten you, which we all heard the audio. Remember, when you're dealing with the feds can take any audio, strip one side of it out, and strictly hear the other. And guess what, Gigi? When you were yelling and talking over me and making sure that your chat didn't hear me, so you can just blurt out, you said you did what? You said you were going to do this? They can eliminate all your parts of that and just hit furthermore proves that I feel like she set up Cannon with the whole he was abusing me, the black eye picture, stuff like that. She's Brandy from Thin Line in Between Love and Hate, bro. Like she's a crazy deranged female. She sets people up. That's what they try to do to me. But like I said, I don't blame her. This is Wack's play. Wack is taking advantage of a mentally ill person. Okay, I'm no leader of IBM. I'm not the leader. I'm not. IBM is a record label. It's not a gang. Okay, we're gonna make that clear. It's a record label. It's a talent label. We don't push gangs. Okay. People look at IBM Hoodlum as he's the one running an operation because no, that's not. I run content. That's what I do. And right, and I've been doing content and been running content for the last 8 years. Wack has never talked to me like that. Dead homies, he has never talked to me like that. I got audio right here of. So you know what's crazy? Is because he talked about Charisse like that over Charisse not really doing anything. She didn't say anything wrong. She didn't even bring up his name, right? But here it is. You tried to lie and say I threatened R&B. And when you were on the phone with me talking about the whole threatening the R&B situation, the nigga was on the phone talking to me normally like a Karen, bro. The big bad Pyru has convinced certain people to report me to the police for doing nothing wrong. All I do is create content, you know. He tried to run a play on me last night by having Gigi text me. And then, you know, I'm not a texter. I'm not going to sit there. I'm not going to text you for 5 hours. I'm going to call you.
Weaponizing federal law enforcement with false information? That's not justice. And that's not fair. That's strategy. That's clout demon behavior. Because if you're really afraid, why go live? Why turn trauma into content? Why leak phone calls and edit narratives? If you watched our last upload featuring IBM Hoodlum and Gigi's full unedited phone call, you know where we stand. IBM Hoodlum came with receipts. He didn't record her, she recorded him. She went live, he didn't. And in our eyes, he made it clear he's defending Luce and calling out what he sees as weaponized manipulation from a so-called victim who's really looking for clout, control, and possibly even a check. But beyond the YouTube beefs, beyond the narratives, what this really comes down to is this. Would Wack100 have disrespected Charisse Mills like this if Luce Cannon was out? Or are we watching men become bold only when another man is in chains? You decide. This isn't just a YouTube story. This is real life, real people, and real manipulation. Charisse Mills didn't blink. She didn't backpedal. She picked up the phone and called Adam22, a move that says more than any viral clip could. Meanwhile, Gigi continues to chase headlines. But at what cost? This is Misguided Media. Like, comment, and subscribe. But more importantly, start paying attention. Because the real war is for control of the truth. It's your boy Misguided. Keep coming back because this story and many more are far from over. I'm out.